This is Danny from Baltimore, Maryland, representing one of the 6 Wolves fans in Baltimore. You're listening to DU Football Show.
A strong marriage malorts together, Mr. Graham. Let me tell you that right now.
It does. I'm very impressed. This will not be the first time you've all have had to do this.
Well, it took you at the death to stop this from being an all Malort Monday.
Did I tie?
Come on, don't you want to be part of the gang?
No.
All Malort Monday, baby.
I'm good.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Nope.
Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by 2 common American schmucks. I'm your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me is snatching it at the death with a draw against Palace, Samuel Graham. Sammy, how you doing?
Hey, as you said, we walked off the field like we just beat City.
I know.
But it is one of those, obviously, when you right at the death like that, for them it does feel like a loss, and for us it does feel like a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it is against shit opposition. Yeah. Very frustrating game, as we'll come on to later.
Oh, shit opposition that dominated the pace of play. What does that say about
for
you?
For all about 12 minutes.
We're recording at DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review, and share with a footballing friend. We're also currently right now on Facebook Live, giving this a run again. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. We are at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. If you would like any of this sweet swag that we got, visit the DU Public House. The link is in each of the bios on all of our socials. And you can always also check out our extra content at www.patreon.com/DU Football Show. And if you sign up to one of the top 2 tiers, soon to be one top tier, you will get all of our extra shows, which are...
or as we could just call it, a tier.
Sound check and injury time.
Yes,
yeah.
Very simple.
So,
if you look above my head there, Mr. Graham, would be 1, #Bance Pillow. Yes, you can even get a pillow to cry your tears of pain, as in the case of Mel, and giving away a 2-goal lead with like 10 minutes left.
In a derby.
It was 11 minutes, thank you.
Okay, very good. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, what are we drinking today?
This is Journeyman Distillery's Last Feather Rye whiskey. Distilled and bottled by Journeyman Distillery in Three Oaks, Michigan. It is 90 proof. Comes in between $44.99 and $49.99 on the shelf. And I'll just read the back here because I don't have a ton of information on it. This bottle defines heritage. During Prohibition, people made rye. It survived. The first batch of this rye was made in Chicago. Eventually, production was moved to the Featherbone Building.
Yep.
Which sounds like a euphemism, but isn't.
Tickles.
But the history of the spirits is important.
The Featherbone Building. So, Sammy, the Featherbone Building it's an old corsets and buggy whip factory.
Oh, okay.
Right?
And that's where Buggy Whip Wheat was born, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
which we've drank on the show at least twice over the years.
Coolest fucking place, right? So Three Oaks is like legitimately one stoplight, two stop signs. You're fucking out.
You're
of
out
Three
of town
Oaks.
already. Yeah.
So the owner and creator of the brand, Bill, is lived in Scotland for a period of time. Actually worked at St. Andrews at the clubhouse as a bartender while going to finance school, and basically drank whiskey and played golf the bulk of his life.
Yeah.
Decided he did not want to be in the family business of finance and wanted to start his own whiskey distillery. All of this is 100% organic grains. It's all Midwestern grains. It is the operation itself, Michigan's one of your ABC states, so the state controls everything. So for him, he makes a vodka, he makes a gin, he makes like a limoncello, he makes a rum, he makes like all kinds of stuff. Most of that stuff doesn't even get sold outside of the state because it's literally for his restaurant.
Right.
And he has a restaurant set up, 3 floors of nothing but wedding pavilions, and then there's a concert hall in the middle, right? Where the concert hall is in the middle, that's not owned by him. That's actually owned by that venue. And then on the other side, there's a gigantic studio apartment setup, right? Like the real world. We jokingly call it Real World Michigan.
Right.
I got the pleasure to stay there, and it's just absolutely phenomenal.
I got a drunk call from him while he was there.
Nice.
I had a piano to do a throwback to a Tony Kornheiser bit. I sat at a piano just banging on it going, I have a piano. Ding, 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 ding.
I like how you looked at her to say that, and all you got was the back of the iMac.
Oh, no, I looked up and away. Thank you very much.
Where are you? We got
Back
a new
into the left. Back into the left.
we got
That's
a new
what I did.
computer here at the DU Football Show, and it blocks my view of Big Sam.
So things I wanted to say real
It's
quick.
bigger than our old banner.
we mentioned the Buggy Whip Wheat, which for me personally, that's one of 10 whiskeys. If I was told I can only have 10 whiskeys the rest of my life,
That's one you would have in there.
it would be there. Absolutely. It's phenomenal. And these guys work off of small barrels. And small barrels tend to be kind of looked down on. Mm-hmm. But when you do them right, they're fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah. You get a ton of flavor and not a lot of time in a small barrel.
Yeah. And a lot of them will have like kind of a popsicle thing. And, you know, maybe everybody will say, oh, this tastes too young.
Yeah.
This don't taste too young.
Nah.
This is great juice.
No, it's very good.
And we probably shouldn't have volume playing off our TV right now, Melissa.
I'm not quite sure how to kill that. It's all new. I'm playing with shit today.
Yeah, playing with shit while recording. I like that. I like that. Hey, Mel.
Yeah.
You know what you should be playing with?
Do a better job. Oh,
a
the mute
fucking
button.
mute button. That's what you should be playing
with. The mute button. My bad.
All right. Well, then.
Multiple mute buttons, actually. The TV, the fucking microphone, the gun.
Besides handling your new electronic equipment responsibly and your TV responsibly, Sam, what else should one do?
You should always drink responsibly, of course. And I do just want to quickly say they do pay for the certifications. Mm-hmm. They are registered USDA organic. They are MOSA certified organic, which I'm not sure what that means.
Midwestern.
Okay. And then they are certified kosher organic.
Yep.
So they are also a kosher brand.
Yeah, not Passover kosher, but regular kosher.
Also known as mavushal, which
Yes.
I learned one day. I sell Bartonura. So I learned that a long time ago.
I was trying to make it so y'all could see the comments up on the big screen, but I failed. So we'll try that next time.
Mel, I do not need to see
I've got
comments.
too many fucking things to look at as it is.
Very, 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 very simple.
Oh, guess what I can see.
There's a fly in
Two.
here too that's pissing me the fuck
Don't
off.
worry, I can see the mute button.
Good. To all of our people who are joining us live, understand this is a chance for you to kind of peek in on the show and see what we're doing. If you're looking for interaction, you're not fucking getting it. We're recording a show, and we cannot have it come to a halt with a bajillion questions. If Mel sees something really interesting or funny, go right ahead. But other than that, chat amongst yourselves. Have fun. You're doing all right. We're recording a show here. Enjoy the show. We'll do our thing, right?
Sure.
There we go. I love asking him questions when he's too busy.
Sorry, yeah, I got distracted by my beautiful face on Mel's screen
Yeah.
and Mel's other screen.
Well, what I wanted to say was just, it's great to get you to try to get your attention when your mouth's full, but we'll let that one go. All right, let's go ahead and get into the action, boys and girls. Standings go out the window whenever there's a derby, and teams have learned a valuable lesson. You never underestimate a derby. Wolverhampton 3, Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1, Brentford 0. Pretty cagey affair to start, but it seemed like once Villa got the goals, Villa had things in hand.
Yeah, I mean, it was for the first 20 minutes, it was all Villa. In this game, I realized I probably, being live, should not have my papers in front of my face.
Would help.
Yeah, and then Traore went on that mazy run. From that point, Wolves started to grow into the game a bit. Emi was equal to Traore's chance. And then it became a bit more open. Both teams had chances. We were back and forth. But Danny Ings finally struck with a header, and Villa took the lead. Kind of cruise control. Second goal goes in. Fair dues.
Wow, what a
Easy.
hit.
It was a nice hit.
There is going to be a running theme. We are going to say that was a nice hit about 9
15
more
times.
times.
Yeah.
Like
John
it was
McGinn
the
with that one, of
goal-
course.
The goal of the weekend, all weekend.
Yep, pretty much. Decent strike outside the box. A little deflection sent the keeper the wrong way, of course, which I think stops it from being goal of the weekend. But he caught it sweetly nonetheless. 79th minute comes along.
Hold on.
All right.
And then with 11 minutes left, hey, Mel. Mm-hmm. Wolves fucked.
Dude. They did.
Or who said it in the closed Facebook group, which I did forget to mention. So if you can find that on Facebook, do that.
It was Paul. I didn't
do
even
you-
have to look at it. As soon as Sam was reading the quote to me, I was like, I'm across the room like, fucking Paul.
It's
Villa fucks.
DU Football Club
Up.
closed Facebook group. Find that.
Drunken
But yeah,
United FC.
All
it's
right.
Villa fucks it up.
Can I
Yep.
can I do my shot and we can move on?
No,
because
hold
it
on.
was embarrassing.
The key thing to actually note was Bruno Lage starting to figure out his lineup, starting to figure out things. Daniel Podence completely changed that game.
Yeah.
Him being included, that game completely changed.
Here.
Wolves win because of that.
Mel, I'm going to do you a favor. As much like when Lacazette came on today against Palace and was just lively and
No pro Arsenal agenda. We're talking about Mel's team fucking it off.
I was trying to help Mel and distract.
Ready? I got it. Here we thought that if Villa was going to be fucked, it would be by the Wang. Because there was a lot of Wang action on that field, but alas, it was Target who fucked us instead. Cheers, Villa. Up it.
All right. Roman Saiz got the ball rolling, I suppose you'd say. And then Neves and Podence with good passing created the opening, obviously. Connor Cody leveled on 84 minutes from a second attempt from a set piece. And the collapse finished in stoppage time as a Neves free kick was deflected past Emmy, and Wolves snatched victory from the claws of defeat.
Yep. Hey, it wasn't the only at the death this weekend as
No,
well.
it was not.
Real quick for everybody, if you saw Mel's delightful face after having a shot, that is because she did a shot of this lovely stuff, Jepson's Malort, widely considered the world's worst alcohol. We all do shots of it whenever our squads lose. Guess what? Somebody else is doing a shot tonight.
Yep.
Just on a side note, where do you kind of think this leaves these two sides? Is this kind of the win that catapults Wolves and gets them?
Well, they've got a couple
going?
decent results in the last few weeks. It's definitely stuff to grow on. There are still obvious downfalls to them, though. They need to tighten up at the back again. I think they're still adjusting to Sa in goal. I think Rui Patricio stops the first goal. Danny Ings.
Yeah.
I think Rui Patricio and a fully switched on Wolves team under Nuno last season, even last season,
Right.
would have stopped that situation from arising in general. Nothing you could do about John McGinn's hit. Just is what it is. But I think they're finally starting to click at the back. Once Villa really... Once that second goal went up, honestly, it's partially Villa's fault. I don't really think they pressed the issue anymore. They kind of went into cruise control. And that's what
had one chance right at the end.
That's
and
what
that
they
was
say about
it.
the danger of a 2-goal lead. It's the most dangerous scoreline in sports.
They started sending in the kids.
Right.
They're like, here, you want to play? Go play.
Yeah.
Come on, this game's over. Woo!
Exactly. But you got to remember it's a derby, and you know it only took 11 minutes, and you lost the game.
I think this kind of a game like this, and then obviously they had lost to Spurs, so they're now 2 on the bump. Kind of, I think, a little bit back to earth now. Like, this is probably a 11th to 9th place team.
Yeah.
This is probably where they are.
I mean, could be. They're still adjusting without Jack. I mean, he's been there. Despite how young he is, he was there for a long time. He was very talismanic for them.
Yeah.
And without him, that's an adjustment. It's a high-profile move. There's a lot of shit around it, you know, for the last couple of seasons, all of which Villa came out on top for until now. So it's just getting that personnel in. I mean, they replaced him with 3 fucking players.
Yeah.
So it's just it's just finding that balance, finding out what the best team is, and really clicking. And I think they're starting to do it. They're looking better than they did the first couple of weeks of the season.
They're still
really only the first game
they're
of the
still
season.
making
After
dumb
after that
mistakes.
first game, they looked really good.
Yeah. So my point is I think that they're just trying to find their way. I think Ollie is adjusting to not being the main man. He's also
Right.
coming off that injury as well.
Yeah.
You got Danny Ings, who's vastly experienced despite his injury record. I think you'll see them, around the holiday period. I think you'll see Villa really come into their own again when they have that time to settle in and amongst each other. It's not like they're playing poorly either. They were also missing Douglas Luiz for a few weeks, and he's a fucking key.
That is exactly the one I was going to bring up. Is he did play for Brazil, so he was out. Like he when you don't have him, he really stirs that drink. It's not that he necessarily does anything. Did you grab it?
Fucking got it.
There you go. That
Little
boy.
cunt.
He's very proud of himself.
Yeah, it only gives me 3 things to be distracted by now.
Check you out, Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, wax off. Let's move on. The words you would have probably never, ever, ever thought you'd hear muttered. Chelsea escaped the Brentford Community Stadium with a 1-0 win.
And escape they did.
Escaped.
So Brentford had less of the ball,
Yeah.
okay? But they absolutely controlled this game.
Mm-hmm.
They outshot Chelsea. I think it was 5 shots on target, 17 overall, to 1 shot on target, 5 overall for Chelsea. Every single other category than possession and the scoreline, Brentford fucking topped.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. They were so unlucky. Hit the post a couple of times. Mendy made a couple of great saves. Chelsea's defenders did put in a couple of last-ditch tackles. Chalobah, I think of, clearing the ball off the line. Brentford were excellent. Again.
Yeah, absolutely. Whose phone is on? Whose phone is on while we are recording a podcast? Yeah.
She's hiding behind the screen.
And she knows better.
You keep it up, she might keep that. You'll never see her again.
One could only dream, Sam. One could only dream.
They were fantastic. And Chelsea, and what sucks, and I'll full disclosure here, in my predictions that we did as soon as the transfer window shut, I have Chelsea winning the league.
No, I actually do too.
Based on this performance, they don't look too good.
But then, of course, you know what? Fucking Brentford took it and went toe-to-toe with Liverpool already. I'll be honest, I'm excited as hell to watch Brentford fucking City.
Yeah.
It's good because they're not backing down.
No.
They're not backing down at all. Now, how about we have to bring up our girl Jane. The ball that went off the post in the first half for I'm forgetting his name, starts with the M.
Embuemo.
As she said, missed by a bee's dick.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's a more perfect description. And now all I could do is just hear that glorious Australian accent, the very matter of fact, I missed it by a bee's dick.
Yeah,
It's just
right.
like, yeah, fuck right. Like, I'm doing it no justice by that, but fucking hell. Laughed my ass off. Now, here's the big question for you. Let's talk about the goal. Fucking Chilwell again.
All of a sudden is the volley god.
Wow.
Yeah. All of a sudden is the volley god. I don't know what's going on,
Just
but
call him 90s fucking Chilwell. Like, everything's in the fucking 90s
no shit.
right now.
And it's all
High
full
lows of
volleys.
Fucking boom.
Waist high full volleys. Just bang.
Yes.
Bang.
From an outside back. Yes.
And
bang.
bang.
That is a joke for
that's
just
for us. And Rob.
And the beard.
And Rob, yeah.
That's about it. Well, you know what? The beard wasn't around, so actual Rob knows that joke, too.
It's classic.
But here's the one I want to talk about. There was an opportunity where there was a foul on a play, but the linesman throws up the flag
For all
real
sides.
quick.
Yeah.
I mean, real quick. And isn't it supposed to be keep the flag down
If
in
it's
a
close.
scoring opportunity, let the play happen, VAR will get it right for you, which has also, let's face it, moment of silence for the Dutch tulip, thank you, has fucking injured people as well.
Right.
So, serious injuries. So, if you're supposed to fucking wait, you're supposed to how do you just throw up the flag that quick? Because there's a foul.
But then
There's a penalty.
how does VAR look at it and deem it okay?
Right.
Because he was onside. We look at the Harry Kane goal.
Yeah.
Right? Where he went on, scored.
Right.
The linesman then put his flag up. Harry Kane thought he was offside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then VAR went back and looked at it and said, oh, wait, no, actually.
Well, it's because
You were
the
onside.
linesman and the ref didn't allow the play to happen, which is what they're, quote, supposed to do.
Right.
And in that
I
moment,
think that's a foul by Chalobah. He jumps, looks, he sees Ivan Toney there, and then elbows him in the neck.
now,
That's a foul in the center circle, so it should be a foul in the box.
with that being said, that would have been a penalty. They would have taken it, and Mendy would have saved it because Mendy was saving fucking everything.
Yeah.
He saved one. I'm way too familiar with this one. Inside the 6 with the face. With his face. I mean,
Scott Sterling.
right in the face. I mean, and then the overhead kick at the end of the match that is only topped by the fact that Mendy, great backwards dive, throws the hand up, last ditch, puts it over. I mean,
He had himself a match.
if all you watch,
Benjamin. I don't remember his first name.
I think it's Benjamin Mendy.
Well, Benjamin Mendy played for City. Is this
No,
another
okay,
Benjamin
no.
Mendy?
It's not a Benjamin Mendy. Sorry, no. I was
can't remember his name now.
confusing it with the old City player. But the thing with that, when a goalie's on, he's on, and there's nothing that's gonna get by him. And
Right.
unfortunately for Brentford, that was Mendy fucking this match. He was absolutely incredible.
It's Edward.
Edward, okay.
Edward Mendy. Yeah. I completely forgot that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He was on fucking fire, this guy.
Yeah.
He was saving stuff like we normally expect out of Guaita.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do the cat-like reflexes. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Now, obviously, Palace are much worse, and Chelsea shouldn't have to deal with all that shit because their defense should be better. But Edward Mendy was on it today. Absolutely on it.
I could say this much. Every single year, one promoted team stays up. I think we know the promoted team already that's staying up.
100%.
We had 11 goals in 2 matches. One came from an expected side. The other were conceded by a team we did not expect to. 5, Liverpool 5, Watford 0, Leicester 4, Manchester United 2. Wow.
A rare Firmino hat trick.
There was a ton of goals
Yeah.
this weekend.
There was. And I wrote my notes in a way that I thought that we were going to do epic collapses together.
Right. Yep. Yep.
So I grouped Villa and United in the same spot.
Right.
But yeah, no, Liverpool were fucking insane.
I just felt like that West London derby needed to be in the first segment.
Yeah, no,
It
I'm
was
with
just
you.
so
And it was an
fucking good.
excellent game. It was a cracking game for a 1-0. You're absolutely right. But the Liverpool game, Firmino's were pretty much all tap-ins, but I want to talk about Mo Salah's pass for the opening goal to Mane. Outside of the left boot, fucking inch perfect. Mane had a little bit to do. He was bearing down kind of straight on the goal at that point, which is difficult to pick a side. That actually advantaged goalkeeper in that situation. But he dealt with it well, and
like the Decore one for Everton against Burnley.
Yep.
I mean, you just saw the ball. It had this perfect curve where it almost like there was a magnet to the player's foot, and it came right back to, in the case of Decore, Damari Gray's foot, and goes right in the back of the net. And in this case, right to Mane's foot, and right in the back of the net.
The ball was on a string. It was fucking beautiful, and it was perfectly weighted at that.
In both of those instances, the pass was more brilliant than the goal.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the fact that later on Salah had a fucking worldie, that pass would have been the best thing that happened in that game.
Absolutely.
And if it wasn't for the fact that Andres Townsend ended up getting goal of the month, by the way, he did get goal of the month for that goal. That pass from Decore would have been the best thing that happened that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. You can't teach that. That's one of those things that just you feel. It's an instantaneous, in the moment, just reaction thing that happens. That's what makes football so beautiful is shit like this.
Well, and it's those three up top when they're humming, they're really humming.
Oh yeah, big time.
And Liverpool getting hot at the right fucking time.
Oh yeah, I mean they've been hot all season. Be fair,
I mean, but it was just kind of like, okay, inconspicuous. Here they are, and you're doing their thing.
Salah setting Cathcart on his ass.
Yeah,
like he was a fucking schoolboy.
But then what I'm saying is since the City match was an exciting match for him. The Watford match was a nice, exciting match for him. Everything kind of before that was a little dull. But
he was still scoring.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody was scoring, and Salah's on a tear, and I have a good feeling he's probably going to win goal scorer this year.
I'm with you there.
I think this is a maybe 30 goal year for him. I really do think that. But it's been for
1 week since you looked at me.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. All right, it's Ben. You
That's
just wanted
pretty
me.
good. Yeah,
you just wanted
I
me
did
to do that.
I did.
For them, it's been inconspicuous, which is good. You want to be under the radar, especially when there's 4 really quality teams kind of vying for that top spot. Maybe United falling out a little, but once they fire their manager, they'll fucking
be fine. Yeah.
They'll charge right up the table again. But Chelsea for the most part doing well. City City also inconspicuously just doing their job, getting points. And this is that kind of emphatic, hey, by the way, we won
Fuck
this.
you. Yeah,
we're
here,
this
motherfucker.
Thing. We won this thing a couple seasons ago. Fuck off. We're
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
And fucking Twinkle Toes Salah. I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row. You had the one against City where he made 4 kids look like they were 4 people look like they were kids.
Yeah.
And then here again, I mean, just absolutely took 4 Watford defenders on and made them look silly. And cut back in a finish like that from where he was. Well, I mean, that angle, you always favor the goalkeeper there. And he just made everybody look ridiculous. Fun fact,
yes.
real quick. Ben Foster, very big in the FPL world and very big on YouTube now.
No shit.
The cycling GK, the cycling goalkeeper.
Okay.
He's got his own channel, some of which includes GoPros that he's hung up in the goal. So it's his view of the game.
No shit. That's fun.
But he captained Mo Salah in his fantasy team against himself. What does that mean?
I don't know. What does that mean? So, is he had Yannick Bolasie on with him yet to go cycling?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't watch it. I just know that it happens.
Well, and then the other question too is does your new hero have a Peloton like you?
No, it's a real cycling, I think.
Oh, heard. One thing worth mentioning: Firmino's second goal, the non-called offsides because he was Salah was technically not in the play.
So what they say is that he was not involved in the play. I say Cathcart doesn't make that challenge
if he doesn't think that guy's there to
if
tap
he
the
doesn't
ball
think
in the
that
net.
guy's there to tap the ball in the net. That's exactly right. And for me, if you influence the decision making of a defender, you are involved in that play.
Right. If you influence the keeper, how's a defender any different?
I said it in the closed group on the weekend. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
Just like the Brentford should have been penalty against Chalobah.
Right. Not that it fucking mattered anyways. Watford was
at the end of the day, no. But still, now Danny Rose, what the fuck happened to you?
Jesus Christ!
What a pitiful display by a formerly respected professional.
Well, I think that will be that's the kind of shit Ranieri's not going to fucking stand for.
He almost bit his bottom lip off.
I don't think Danny Rose going to be starting next week. I think somebody will be on the bench.
Yeah.
Because I think Ranieri's going to go, I would like my defenders to do this novel concept. Defend.
I mean, you can't even be mad at Cathcart for what he did, right? He knew that player was there. He had to make a decision. Ben Foster saved well. Cathcart was put in a tough spot. What he did, though, was take charge of the situation. Now, yes, it would have been an own goal, but Ben Foster did well to keep it out. Now, Firmino was on the doorstep because somebody else didn't track him.
Right.
But the point is that he was switched on and tried to do something. He tried to make something happen. Danny Rose was just out for a lovely old stroll, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, they really. It was just horrible.
Pitiful. No, I wouldn't expect anything less from a former Tottenham man.
There's the dig. We knew it. There's the dig.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Come on.
United look like they don't even fucking care.
No, they don't. Well, Harry Maguire was injured. Should no have played.
No,
He looked terrible. I'm not sure what happened in that situation for Vardy's goal, especially where he was in the corner.
Yeah.
Ball played out by De Gea, and it's like either he didn't listen to anyone shouting at him, he didn't look over his shoulder at all, and he just thought he had all the time in the world.
Right.
When was it Pereira or somebody?
Mm-hmm. I think it was Ricardo Pereira.
That very simply tackled the ball off of him and then cut back. But was that Vardy's? No, that was Tielemans' goal.
That came back out. The Tielemans did the little hook on, which, by the way,
also
again,
goal of the fucking season or of the.
Let us also not forget before that Mason Greenwood's goal, which was oh my god,
yeah,
amazing.
I forgot about that.
Like, if you just watch the goal highlights this week, you are going to be very satisfied. They are a bunch of gorgeous goals.
Greenwood's and Tielemans were both fucking worldies,
Nasty.
absolute worldies, and two different styles of worldies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tielemans, that was a bit of a looper, right? But before that, yeah, Greenwood's, which was a fucking rocket.
Yeah, just a scorcher.
Canned it in off the inside of the post. It was absolutely brilliant.
Now, here's a big one. If there's ever a man who needed a goal more than anybody, not because, I mean, he's a defender, but Senyo Chu. If ever there was a man who just needed a W, a little pickup, a pat on the back, and go, there, son, you'll be all right, it is Mr.
Absolutely.
Senyo Chu.
Especially after the Euros. You remember the Euros. Turkey was a dark horse for everybody.
Yeah.
With such a young team, nobody expected them to be there. And to show up and perform like that with him at the heart of their defense, just soul crushing.
Yeah.
And he
Oh my
started
God, it was
the season as if it crushed his soul.
It really did.
And
he had made some crucial mistakes in
pitiful.
games, and to get that fucking win. Get that
And
win.
it all started,
the
right?
goal, the win, everything.
It all started with that stupid-ass red card he got last season, kicking
Yep.
somebody in the net after they had scored.
That was the one against, no, was that the Bournemouth one?
Maybe.
But
I don't
Bournemouth-
remember, to be honest, but...
Bournemouth was the, because Bournemouth was the COVID year.
Right, which was last season.
No. The split-up season, wasn't it? Because last year was West Brom, Fulham, and Sheffield. So it was the season before.
It was the season before.
And that was one where he got the red card. And
I thought it was at the end of last season.
Could have been.
I don't know. But either way, that's when it all started for him,
that
in my
man
opinion.
has just not had
He's
a
had
good
a
summer.
torrid time. And he needed that bad.
You could tell the jump, even if it was lucky that the ball got to him, even if it didn't matter. It was just like, I saw that one going in, I went, good for you, buddy, because you fucking need it, man.
Yeah, no shit. But if those two original goals weren't good enough, Jamie Vardy's half volley.
Jesus.
Coming in. And just the way he caught it, sliced across it, took it away from De Gea into the far stick was just another sublime finish.
Yeah.
It was fucking brilliant.
So is it Ole or is it the players?
I think it's Ole. Personally, I've been saying it from day one.
Yeah.
He does not deserve that job. He is a showpiece, a mouthpiece. He is somebody that is there to be a lightning rod. The ownership and the executive committee at Manchester United can always point and say, yeah, but we have the Norwegian gym teacher in charge.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. He is not an elite level manager. There's just no two ways about it. He may have the badges, and that's great. He is not an elite level coach. He is not Sir Alex Ferguson. He never will be Sir Alex Ferguson. Remember, he got Cardiff on the way to relegation. Got fired after 14 games or something, I think.
But they've also had world-class managers in since him.
I would argue
And
the
they
rest of them
fucked it
are on
off.
the decline of their career.
Yeah.
Louis Van Gaal, Jose Mourinho.
Moyes wasn't at the decline of his career. That was the
No, but he was the first one after Sir Alex. He
Right,
didn't get a
which meant
fair
he was
shake of the
gonna be
stick.
fucked anyways.
He didn't get a fair shake of the stick. But the other two, Van Gaal and Mourinho, they are on the decline.
Okay.
Mourinho had already fucked off Chelsea twice,
Yeah.
right? He had already went to Inter, done his thing there. He had already, right, which he only lasted a season or two seasons,
It's
whatever
what
it was. Then he went
Jose's a
to
two-season guy.
Then he went to Real, did the same thing. He's already put his name in the ring for the Newcastle job.
Mm-hmm.
He's always had a special affinity for the club because of his relationship with Sir Bobby Robson. Right? Well, mate, you just got the Roma job 3 months ago.
Right.
What are you doing?
Be quiet.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. And you're doing well.
Here's the thing, though. Let's say you go ahead and you bring in a world-class manager and suddenly those guys start playing great. Fuck you, players.
Yeah.
Fuck you, players.
Ultimately, you need to be a professional, but I think it's deeper than that. I think you get Cristiano Ronaldo in, right? You buy him $14.5 million, whatever it was, $20 million tops. He can't do the job that you do. He does not fit into your system.
No.
It's shirt sales. It's a marketing. It's a bring the prodigal son home. It's all that stuff. It's
when
a
you
feel
had
good.
Lukaku playing lone striker, it didn't work in your system.
It's a feel good thing. But even that, Lukaku works harder.
Yeah.
Because he's not 36 years old.
Yeah.
Ronaldo has a lot of miles on the clock. He's played a lot of football in his career. And he wants the international goal record, so he keeps turning up for Portugal. He should have been retired for Portugal by now.
Right.
But he wants the individual accolades. Right. The problem is he can't run and do anything. Manchester United, if you look at the rest of that front six, they're all pressing. Ronaldo's walking around.
Right.
So if he's not in the 18, if your team is not around the 18-yard box, you're playing with 10 men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's not going to do the running anymore. But he's Cristiano Ronaldo. You can't not start him.
Well, and also, let's face it, Paul Pogba's going to take time off when he's on the pitch and just decide not to play for a while. Bruno Fernandes is also going to take time off when he's on the pitch as well.
So I think it's more of a personnel problem. Like the Jadon Sancho signing makes sense, right? It's one. He sort of has arrived in his time with Dortmund, but still one for the future. Still a young player. Right.
Which, by the way, fucking United fans, get the fuck off his back. Do not
Let
expect
the
him
kid
to come in and be
play.
a
Right. What are
fucking
you
20
doing?
goal scorer. Like,
absolutely,
he's got to fucking learn his way. Let's move on from them because I'm just annoyed to have this conversation over and over and over again.
I think it's more of a personnel. Like it just the system isn't fitting with what they decided to bring in the summer. That's just me personally. Even Cavani works harder than that.
I will say the only reason why he still has a job, Ole, is because the Northwest Derby is this next weekend.
Well, you know what? The other thing though,
they're not gonna fire him, put in an interim, look for a new manager while they're getting ready to play Liverpool at home.
But
they're
that being said,
happen.
I didn't realize this. They were on like a 19-game or 20-game, something like that, 29-game unbeaten run in the Premier League.
No, they had lost to Villa United.
Oh, you're right. They
a few
did lose
weeks
to
back.
Villa.
In fact,
But before that, weren't they on a decent run?
They were on like a month long of no wins, only like a point here, a point there, because Everton was a point. The loss to Villa.
Southampton was a point.
Their last win was West Ham, and that was a missed penalty by Noble.
Maybe
that got him that.
Maybe so. I thought I heard a pundit say that. I might be wrong.
Yeah, all good.
I'm obviously wrong because you're right. Villa beat them.
Again, we're still fucking talking about them. What to make of the fucking Foxes, man?
I don't know. I think this is something to build on. I think there's a lot of positives in this game. I think they will build on them. They have had a couple of injury issues. And I haven't really been able to pick from their full complement of players for a while.
Yeah, but I feel like they have depth. They have depth now. The one thing Europe has given them is given them the money to have depth. So
yeah, but Rodgers doesn't really rotate the squad terribly much.
Well, then that's on Rodgers because he's got players. You know, Cassagne's fucking sitting on the bench all the fucking time. Like why? Like makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
You've got players to use them, and I don't think that necessarily he does that. I have a feeling this is what we're going to see out of them all the time. They're gonna lose. You know, they're gonna give up a 2-0 lead and a draw to Crystal Palace, and then they're gonna go beat Man United.
Yeah.
That is what this team is going to be all fucking year, and just it's annoying.
I hear you.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Man City 2, Burnley 0, Norwich 0, Brighton 0, Southampton 1, Leeds 0, West Ham 1, Everton 0, or Everton, as I put it on my sheet here. Everton. Tottenham 1, Tottenham 3, Newcastle 2. I was getting too used to saying 1 over and over and over again. Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. Comfortable win for City. Nice for Burnley that they didn't give up 5 this time like they normally do.
Well, that's exactly what I wrote down here. I said it. Didn't really expect any different other than more goals. It was pretty much one-way traffic. As City never made it out of second gear. That was, Burnley showed up to kind of resist, but nothing really happened.
Should Laporte seen red for his tackle?
I don't think so. And the reason being is he was pulling out of it the entire time. As soon as he left his feet, he was pulling out of the tackle.
Yeah. I tend to think it should have been red simply because the normal interpretation of the rule is the minute both feet are off the ground going at the guy. Because even if you pull out of it, you still can pull out of a tackle and break a guy's fucking leg.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Son did that.
Yeah, exactly. the nicest person on the planet.
He does it for the children. Breaks legs for the children.
Sam, the fucking children. Understood?
But yeah, no, he pulled, like, who was it that got on James Ward-Prowse won it?
Yeah.
On Jorginho. He made full contact with studs on Jorginho's ankle versus this where it was like the trailing laces just kind of caught whoever he tackled. Yeah. So I don't know. Yes, you can make an argument for a red, absolutely, because he did leave his feet in an uncivilized way.
Yeah.
But
uncivilized way. Anything less would be
uncivilized.
So I get to say these words: Norwich Football Club and Brighton Hove Albion played a professional match in the English Premier League.
Fucked my bet, bitches.
Fucked my bet too. I thought Brighton would go to Norwich and win.
So did I. After what they've done this season so far.
And there's no reason why they shouldn't have. And you know, great, Norwich, you got a point. A draw is not going to do. You have to start winning some fucking games if you want any chance at staying up. And
yeah, but one thing they haven't done this season for real is keep a clean sheet. So I think that is something to build on. Although Tim Krul was needed more than once.
Yeah,
in this game. It actually was kind of open, little decent as Brighton pushed on for the winner. So there was a bit end to end.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it took a Dan Burns last ditch tackle on Timu Pukki for there was a Norwich counterattack near the death. Yeah. Where he blocked the shot from even coming in. Mm-hmm. Sanchez did make a couple saves himself as well.
Oh, I was thinking about the I was thinking about the Sargent ball that came in and got cleared off the line. Yeah.
But I mean, really, at the end of the day, nothing really happened in this game, to be honest with you.
Not at all. Again,
there were a couple of chances, a couple of exciting saves, but it was a drug fucking coma.
Again, two professional football clubs played a professional football match in a professional football league.
Yeah.
Allow us to move on. Nice win for the Saints.
Something they needed big time. It took until the 44th minute for Leeds to have a shot at all.
Yeah.
They finished the game with 0 shots on target and just 3 shots overall.
I would now
Which is something I never thought I'd say about a Marco Bielsa side.
I would now
Marcelo. I just realized what I said.
I would now like to put Leeds in the following category. Fuck around and find out, Leeds. Fuck around and find out.
You could go right back down.
Keep this shit up. Fuck around and find out. Like, at the start of the season, you could say, okay, some tough matches. Even teams we were even with are tough teams. Like West Ham and Everton are tough teams to play. This one you're supposed to win. This is one you're supposed to win easily.
You know what I think part of the problem is Leeds haven't had to contend with real international shit for a long time.
Now they do.
And all of a sudden, Rafinha's fucked off to Brazil to do his thing, which great. And he got a goal for Brazil. Well done. But they need to get acclimated to that quickly because Calvin Phillips is now a regular for England. And you have all of these different players are now going for their national teams, and you have to be prepared to deal with that.
Bielsa plays with a shoestring team. Very
Hates rotating.
Thin.
Yeah.
Hates it. He has maybe
and you could tell
15,
they look disjointed.
He has maybe 4 guys off the bench he uses. That's fucking it. And yeah, fuck around and find out.
But Southampton, to their credit, were very, very organized. It's amazing to see that this is basically the team that lost 9-0 twice in a calendar year.
It's
I had to shoehorn it in.
You see you see what Ralph does, and you see those little triangle bursts of pressure that he does all over the pitch. It's a great philosophy, and against a team like Leeds, who wants to kind of full counter press a team, if you punch them right in the face, you're gonna get them. You're gonna fucking get them.
Great counterattack by Southampton, though, and a decent finish by Broja, getting his first goal for the club.
Absolutely.
Should be mentioned.
Absolutely.
With a debut goal.
Shocker, another Chelsea loanee.
Right? Yeah, no shit.
Half the leagues in half the world have a Chelsea loanee on them.
That's right.
Basically a chess match when it came to Everton and West Ham. It's two teams that both play the same low block. So what were you going to expect? Not much. Now only 6 shots on target between the two teams, but there were a massive 31 attempts at goal. Yeah, not on goal, but at goal. So it was pretty intense. West Ham were the better side, in my opinion. They were,
but both teams did have a few chances. They just lacked the quality to take them. In the 74th minute, obviously Agbona, headed in from a corner, but that corner shouldn't have happened. I think that was a pretty big mistake by Jordan Pickford. Yeah, obviously with the goal resulting from it. Yeah, you got to hold on to that ball. You got to hold on to that ball and stop looking for the ref to make a call for you. You make the save. Let the ref worry about the player coming into you, because players are going to fuck with you. It's just what they do. They're gonna fuck with you. You have to fucking deal with that. Yep. I think the lack of depth is starting to catch up to Everton. Not having anybody to play striker. Like Rondon, fine. He's still not 100%. You're asking way too much of him. And what does it say when Rafa doesn't even make a fucking sub? Yeah. Like, there's just... I hear you. You need DCL back quick. You need Richie back quick. Very quick. Very, very quick. We're well coached. We're a smart, resolute team, and we've got good defense, but... And besides, like I said, one of these two teams was going to win 1-0. Guess what? Newsflash. When it goes back to West Ham... Everton's probably going to win 1-0. Yeah. Just like last fucking year. Just like most fucking years. It is what it is. It's just what this is the 6th to 10th place teams. This is what you should expect right here. Yep. Not attractive football. It was Moyes Benitez, man. What do you expect? You know? Yeah. I take this shot, not surprised at all. Not really that bitter over it. It's about to be bitter though. Go fucking beat Watford. That's all I care about. Win the next one. You probably will, because they're a shit team. Oh, there it goes. I was a little heavy-handed with the pour. That's a big one. Yeah, I haven't done that one in a while. Some might say that's an iMac desktop size shot you took there. Yeah, no shit. Could you see it, Mel? Could you see the shot? All right. So Spurs ruin Newcastle's big day. I think Newcastle ruined Newcastle's big day. In their Jams-inspired uniform. Yeah. All they were missing were Swatch watches on the wrist. That's all they needed were some Swatch watches to go along with those styling-ass Jams uniforms they were wearing. I thought somebody was going to pull out a bottle of Fanta Grape. So they made the obviously they do their same simple white with the damn bird on it every year, and it's always the same thing. It's never different. They do the Jackson Pollock jerseys, the failed art experiment jersey, and then they go, let's do a purple 80s new wave Jams design for the what the fuck with your kits, dudes? I think that Harry Kane saw this concept over the summer, and that's why he wanted to leave. I'm not wearing this shit. I gotta go. I'd rather wear Tequila Sunrise up in Manchester. It's all about shit palate cleansing kits. Sorbet, as it were. Yeah. Or had better yet, Manchester United's drab stone wall. Because the zebra is at least ugly. The drab stone wall was just a drab stone wall. Like, that's supposed to be something people go, oh shit, I gotta buy that kit. Yeah. So, what a party
Yeah.
to celebrate somewhat nefarious people,
Yeah.
to be honest. And that lasted all of, I think it was, 11 minutes Tottenham equalized?
Yeah.
Something like that?
16th minute, but right
yeah.
around there. But
So,
hey,
Callum Wilson, what a header, what a run. Great overlap and cross by Manquillo. The whole thing was fantastic. And that place erupted.
when Wilson scored his goal, here's something. Stavely on her feet, going crazy. Her man on his feet, going crazy. The Reuben boys on their feet, going crazy. Ashley wouldn't have been bothered, man. He'd have been eating on a fucking sausage log, man.
Yeah, no shit. It was, like I said, there was a real buzz around the place. But then they settled into being the same old Newcastle.
Yep.
Which, not really surprised. The other thing is, I would like to know, before we get on to very serious matters, I want to know if Steve Bruce knew that the reception that Newcastle were receiving and the party atmosphere inside of St. James Park pre-match was for the owners, or if he thought it was for his 1,000th game in charge.
No.
I think he might have been confused.
Yeah, very confused.
He did, after the match, say that his tenure was a bit difficult.
Yeah, no shit.
I think he will be let go before Ole.
I think it's
Personally.
maybe this week.
Yeah.
I think it's this week he'll be let go.
I would tend to agree with that. And Dombele, fantastic strike. Obviously, to get Spurs rolling. Harry Kane gave Spurs a lead, adjudged to be offside, as we spoke about before, except he wasn't, and VAR worked this time, as it did not.
How fitting
in the
was
Chelsea
that?
match.
That his first goal, he finally scores a goal, is kind of questionable, and who really knows? Because it's been kind of like Harry Kane this season. Does he really want to play? Who really knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Woo. Hey, I scored. Yeah. Like,
Exactly. And then Son made it 3-1, obviously, in
off of a Kane assist, which
off
is
of a Kane assist, which
going
was
back to what Kane did all of
it
last
was
year.
a fairly simple play. Kind of looked like FIFA, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, like somebody's playing a game of FIFA. But this one came in very extended first half stoppage time because the game was actually halted for 20 minutes due to
Yes.
a fan having a heart attack in the stands. Last report I heard is said fan is in stable condition still.
Good.
He or she, identity not released. But some very quick work by fans around that person, and then the stewards as well, team doctors from either side helping out and getting that fan the attention that they needed and off to hospital as fast as possible.
Very cool. Very
It was
fucking cool.
very good to see everybody come together. Special shout out to Eric Dyer. And I can't remember the Newcastle player that was there. Might have been Alan St. Maximin. I'm not positive. But Eric Dyer especially, before he had his own calamitous issue.
Please go ahead and talk about what he did nice first, and then I'll talk
But he
about
did
that.
help alert people to the situation in the stands, which was going on. Which great and well done to him, and he should be commended for that, and that's awesome. I would argue you're between the lines and you should be paying attention to your fucking job, which you didn't do later.
Well, later on, credit to him. He figured out a way to manipulate his body to make sure the ball got into the back of the net perfectly in the lower corner. Problem? His own net.
He almost
Wrong goal. Wrong
So-
goal, mate.
I've been in a position, you've been in goal behind me on the field when the ball comes into a weird position and I don't know whether to kick, knee it, or head it.
Yep.
Right? I've done that. He literally tried to do all three things at once and almost kneed himself in the face.
And then perfectly hit it right into the back of the corner.
It was fantastic.
Where Lloris just went, I can't even get to it. Fuck off.
That did, though,
Oh, and quick shout out to John Joe getting 2 yellows.
I have
real
something to say
quick.
about that, too. But I do about the Dyer own goal is that made the scoreline a bit more flattering on Newcastle than it should have been.
Oh, no, it was all Spurs.
John Joe Shelby, out for 6 games with a calf problem, comes back, does this. I think he was doing a great credit to Steve Bruce. I think he was saying, don't fire him. I love having nothing to do at training. I love the addition to sausage rolls in the canteen. I love all that stuff. I'm going to take the pressure off of him by doing something super boneheaded and taking, the loss away from him because
Right.
somebody can always say, well, we were down to 10 men.
Here's the key thing.
And next summer, he'll just be fucked off to the championship, and everything's fine. Maybe with Newcastle, maybe not. We'll see.
Newcastle, okay, great. We talked with Alan last week. It's fantastic that there was actually, the opportunity for the takeover, and they're now the wealthiest club in the world. And this is all said. This is good. Team still shit.
Oh yeah,
team shit. Like, so you're going to have to fix that, or else you will go down, because there's not a lot of bad teams. You are one of the said few bad teams. And just in January, getting a new manager and fucking firing and paying too much money for a striker or a defender, or just like going out there and throwing out like $100 million in January is not going to fix the problem.
Not if they don't have a manager in place. You're absolutely right.
It's just not going to fix the fucking problem. And that's what they need to be very wary of.
Absolutely.
Is that
if they can't get a manager in place, they're going to be in trouble.
Yes.
And
agreed.
And Mike Ashley will look like a fucking financial genius, but also, in the eyes of the supporters, even worse than he already is, a massive fucking cunt.
Yeah. Also, that being said, if they go down to the championship, it's not like they're not going to come right back up in first place, because they're going to go ahead and just buy the team they need anyways, and they're going to go.
Yeah, but who can you convince to throw away a year of their lives in the championship? That's going to matter, right? You may be able to get somebody on loan, like a young and upcoming player or something, but they want to splash They want to splash Mbappe money. They're not going to get Mbappe. But
that's what they do.
They want players of that ilk.
Yeah. And
until you have someone other than Steve Bruce in charge, you're not going to get that player. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at them.
Yeah, well said. Gunners escape with a point at the death.
Yeah, so what a start. Fast start. They were moving the ball quickly, shifting back and forth. They were making Crystal Palace try to defend. Great goal. It was an initial good strike, good save. Aubameyang reacted first.
Mm-hmm.
And then
halftime, I would like to think Patrick Vieira had all 11 men on their knees in a row, and then individually went up to each one of them and skull-fucked them right down the line as they sobbed and cried, and then walked out of the room. Because in the second half, all Palace.
Oh, yeah.
Palace.
That's until Alexandre Lacazette came on. Yep. And he absolutely injected a bunch of energy and verve into the Arsenal team. And yes, we were still vulnerable, but we were also pushing at that point to get a winner, then an equalizer. It became an equalizer because the defending for the second goal for Palace was absolutely abhorrent.
Yeah, I mean, taking nothing away from
I think Ben White.
It was a great
finish.
Fucking strike.
It was a great finish, but I don't think Ben White knew where he was on the field.
No,
I think he thought he was wider left.
So much room.
And he was playing him to go towards touch. Problem was he was only about 1.5 yards wide of the penalty spot.
Yeah.
So he gave him enough room that he had essentially the entire goal to shoot at still.
Agreed.
So if he was 3-4 yards further wide left, that would have been fine defending. Ramsdale would have made a save, and it would have been great.
Yeah.
But instead, he basically opened the door for him. Benteke shouldn't have done what he did. Arsenal gave the ball away very cheaply over and over and over again. For me, Ramsdale was our man of the match.
Oh, yeah.
He made a couple of fantastic saves. Guaita, to his credit, did make a couple saves. I mean, we could have gone on to win the game as well. Wouldn't have deserved it, but we could have gone on to win the game as well. And then Tierney hit the crossbar with a fucking rifle.
Yeah, agreed. No, I mean, you had chances. You definitely had chances.
And
but it
what's
just
his
felt
name
like
could have been sent off too. McCarthy.
Oh yeah, they
could have been.
I think
it was hard. It would have been harsh in my opinion, but he could have been.
I feel like he wasn't going for the man.
He didn't even know he was
going
there.
For the ball.
He didn't even know he was
the
there.
Guy. Now, but then of course that happened last season with Chelsea. It was Fulham against Chelsea, coming in from behind on a man, just kicking a ball, and then the guy came through and he got him in the back of the leg.
Yeah,
saw red for it. So
David Luiz sneezed on somebody that was cleaning on goal, and he got a red last season. So I mean, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal.
Actually, Sam, now that he's gone, you can honestly say that man just deserves a red for being on the pitch.
I'm happy
I mean,
that
it's
he's not
kind of
here.
what he
Yes,
does.
absolutely. But he didn't deserve a red in that particular instance that I'm talking about.
I would like to reiterate a point that I have reiterated multiple times.
Can't wait for this.
Crystal Palace. Just ask how many zeros for Gallagher.
Yeah.
It's that fucking easy.
That was
Right.
Ramsdale's save of the game.
Write the check yesterday. Post date it. This is you want this guy.
That volley. Ramsdale saw it late, still got to it. That was brilliant all around from both people. Lacazette had one of those. Aubameyang with a brilliant through ball. Lacazette opened up and fired, and Guaita saved. Every piece of each of those two passages of play were brilliant. Everyone did exactly what they were supposed to do, and everyone was equal to the challenge. They're very exciting. But Arsenal, I worry. Still growing pains. I get it. Sambi gave the ball away a ton, but he is fucking 22 years old, 23 years old. I mean, he's got to learn.
Remember, you used to cheer when you were winning games in Europe. Now you're cheering when you tie Palace at the death.
All right.
You know?
Okay.
And by the way, everybody, little news flash. Palace ain't going to lay over. Palace is fucking here, and Palace is going to be a tough fucking out.
Sure money.
Sure money, ladies and gentlemen. The segment where you hear our surefire bets to aid you in making decisions with your hard-earned money when you're having a punt yourself.
Your decisions would be whatever we say, do the exact opposite, because all we do is fucking lose.
The title of the segment is ironic. Sammy, I am still up despite missing my bet last week. I'm plus 284.
And it's
all right.
only a matter of time. 3 more bets.
Now,
You'll be right
before
back where
we
you need to be.
properly get started here, I do have a quick text message from Kenny that we need to address.
Okay.
I normally put this in the get in touch with us phase,
Right.
but this specifically has to do with this, and he wants me to tell you the following.
Oh, like I did with...
Stop betting on fucking Southampton! Because you fucked him more than once over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So,
well, we did that with Keith. He mentioned his bets. So
that's right.
If you do a bet-specific email, it's definitely going on this.
So that was it. It was just a text message that said, tell him to stop betting on Southampton.
Well, I bet
with a few expletives.
I bet against Southampton and his club won. He should be fucking thanking me. He should be fucking thanking me.
Now,
the words you should be saying aren't fuck you. It should be thank you.
And I think it's time that we hear what you have to say there, sir.
All right. First off, for my couple of losers, Leeds, you and the Seagull can go fuck yourselves. Do is exactly what I have for that. Now, let's take a look here. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong page. Don't mind me.
Nice.
I am down $345.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
14.28574%
Repeating.
of the time it works 100% of the time.
Do I need to make a new T-shirt for every bad bet?
Sure, why not? If people want to buy them at the DU Drip Shack, by all means, go right the hell ahead.
1%, 1.1%, 1.2%, 1.3%,
What
1.4%.
percentage is it this week?
So much for picking teams that should win, because apparently pick teams, safe bets, they don't win. I put out a fairly easy, honest parlay that should have hit, doesn't hit.
So did I.
Fuck it. What's money? Who needs it?
We do.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Give me Norwich to beat Chelsea at plus fucking 2,000. I expect to lose, but fuck all of you if I win. That is all there is to it.
That's
nice
pretty
and
good.
simple.
That's pretty good. That's funny. Throwing caution to the wind.
I'm going to have to return this Mac,
Fuck
aren't
it.
I?
Somebody else that likes to do that.
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's Pick of the Week.
Pat, hold on one second. That's called a professional transition.
Well done, sir.
Pat, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Oh, not bad, my friend. Let's hear what you got.
All righty. Well, I'm going to take a cue from the chicken. I'm only taking one game this week, but I am going to take the game of the week. So I'm down 375. I think it might be 371, but let's just even it out. I'll go 375. It makes it easier. So I'm going to take the big one. I'm going to take Liverpool at Manchester United. Liverpool is plus 129. So I'm going to risk 200 to win 258 on it. Manchester's been slipping recently with losing 2 and drawing 1 in their last 3. I think Liverpool is a good bet, and this opened at 170. So the money is pouring in on Liverpool if it's already down to plus 129. And obviously it's going to be the last game of the weekend, Sunday afternoon. So it'll be worth the wait.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm with you, as you'll come to find in the next 30 seconds.
Ah, very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, so very well done, my friend. If you want to stick around to listen to this one, I have upped it to a 4-way parlay since my 3s have dried up.
Mm-hmm.
So I now have Everton over Watford, Chelsea over Norwich with a kicker of over 2.5 total goals in the game, and then Liverpool to beat United is my 4-way parlay at plus 501, which for a 4-way parlay, it only being a 5-to-1 bet, it's pretty damn good odds.
Yeah.
So another one that is fairly sensible and should hit.
Right. Well,
We'll see what
we've seen
happens.
so far, sensible does not work.
No.
Hence, I'm taking Norwich to beat Chelsea at plus 2,000.
But I'm doing it anyway.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam, and if that's the one that kills this 4-way parlay, it'll be a
Yeah,
it'll be
when
a
they
fun
win
show.
1-0 and
Oh my
everything else
God.
hits, I'm going to be fucking livid.
How brilliant would that be?
You're absolutely right. Pat, cheers, man. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, have a good one.
All right, brother.
All right. You know what, Graham? That was a better segment.
That segment's getting better, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it only took
I'm settling into the role.
It only took
listen,
you 10 fucking episodes
listen,
to start
hey.
actually doing professional transitions.
I'm like a French player at Newcastle. It took me about 10 games to settle in before I ultimately keep you up at the end of the season.
or like a Brazilian player and just don't do fuck all. You know who does do fuck all? Kitty the chicken.
That wasn't a very good transition. Go fuck yourself.
Well, Kitty hit with City and sits at 3 and 4. So this week, I gave Kitty Burnley heading to Southampton. So Kitty quickly pulled out, you ready for this one? A bottle of 19 Crimes California Red Blend.
Who's on the cover of that one, Sam?
And she started cranking Doggy style over her Sonos sound system. Wait, hold on.
Shit!
Kitty has a Sonos sound system and we don't.
You just got a new computer. Shut up.
Well, 2 little known facts is that Kitty loves her some Snoop Dogg and Snoop loves him some Clarets. So Kitty is picking a Burnley win.
How about that?
That's such an odd relationship.
My
they
girl,
have.
my girl's got a Sonos sound system
Well,
up there.
I knew she was a friend of Snoop Dogg because sometimes she brings me back some of his fresh air when she goes for visits. And then we hang out up there, but I wasn't aware of the new Sonos.
You know why she has such a nice sound system? Remember that great vinyl collection she has? I mean, she talks about all the musicians she hangs out with all the time. You gotta have a great speaker setup.
That's true. And before Mel gets into the disclaimer, I did forget to do my couple losers, and it's along the same theme of you. Thank you, Seagulls. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Go fuck yourself.
Well, everyone, I do need to remind you to please gamble legally and responsibly.
Championship corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, no.
I don't think that'll ever get old.
No, it won't.
I love it.
It's bloody fucking brilliant.
It is.
It's bloody fucking brilliant.
All right, West Brom got the weekend going with a 1-0 win over Birmingham in a derby, of course. Fulham trounced QPR 4-1, getting 2 from Mitro and 1 from young American Anthony Robinson.
Which, by the way, all the Fulham fans were putting it up there for Brentford and Chelsea going, see, this is how you actually handle a West London derby.
Right? Sheffield continued their little bit of a run that they're on with a 2-1 win over Derby.
They're charging back up the table, too.
No, I'm sorry, with a 2-1 win.
Yeah.
And then Derby also drew 0-0, which is maybe something to build on. Sorry, I forgot a comma.
Yeah.
Which puts Bournemouth on top, West Brom in second, Fulham in third, Coventry in fourth, Stoke in fifth, and Huddersfield rounding out the playoff places in sixth on 20 points. Derby is propping up the championship, just 3 points despite their 3-6-3 record, which is decent considering because of their points deduction. Barnsley and Peterborough are the others occupying the drop zone, with Hull City just a point clear.
Very good. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
In the Lincoln game this past weekend, a steward, I believe during halftime, I'm not sure, for some reason had a big old floppy dildo and used it to score a goal while play was not happening, as he hit a ball in with it.
Really?
Yep. The footage is out there. YouTube it. Lincoln City steward used a dildo to score a goal at the stadium during a game. Brilliant.
I don't think there's much more to say.
No, it's fantastic. Anytime a dildo's involved, count me in. Too bad that can't be a show title.
Words to live by. Words to live by. All right, that's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Thank you so much for joining us. Next up is Injury Time, where we're going to talk about a few of the outside of the Prem clubs that we love, the Ibs, Aki Stanley, Batiste, and then we're going to talk about the beers we're drinking, and then we're going to preview the next weekend's action. Sam, should somebody want to check out Injury Time, how do they go about doing that?
Absolutely. Just one more time for you. It's www.patreon.com/DU Football Show and sign up to the tier, and you will receive all of our extra shows.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be the way we're going. It's going to be the tier.
Yeah, the tier.
The tier. So everybody, thank you for joining us on Facebook Live again, as we are going to kind of keep this going and keep doing it. And we're going to also soon be adding more content during halftimes of matches. And also, as we wrap up things and write notes, Sam and I are going to start jumping on Facebook Live more and doing little fun bits, little quick, 20-minute videos, 10-minute videos, things like that. So please check us out.
Yep. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and make sure you fucking mash that subscribe button on YouTube. Donate. We love you. We'll see you later. We have to pay for the gas to get this goddamn thing home, because we have to rent an actual truck to take this big-ass computer back to Apple.
Go buy your fly gear at the DU Drip Shack. Till next week, everybody.
Good night.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Smell the Malort. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Come to United!